Let's bring in tech analyst Gene Munster, managing partner at Loup Ventures. Gene, great to have you with us. What's your take so far on the quarter?
Melissa, I'm always apprehensive about consensus thinking, and the panel, I am on the same page here and agree that, well, a staggering number, that the word of the day is not their 15.8 million new paid set abs. The real word of the day is temporary. And in order for companies to grow into their valuation, they need to tap into an undeniable truth about the future. And when you think about Netflix and their valuation and where they're going, streaming is no longer an undeniable truth. We've already uncovered that years ago. Yes, Netflix is a leader. But at the end of the day, what's powering their business today is this is strong medication for shelter in place. And ultimately is that as people experience that, they, on the other side of this, the truth is they don't want to be in their home as much. And there are going to be services, these types of services will see diminishing growth. Now, I want to emphasize two other aspects to this belief. I'm on the same page that the rest of the group is, that this is overvalued here. But this can continue. They will likely be beating numbers for the next couple quarters because we're likely going to be in this place for some time. So think of the June quarter. They guided to 7.5 million paid sub ads. It's probably going to be closer to 10. And the same thing will happen in September. So I think that as someone who's negative, I'm prepared that this will last for, the positive numbers will last. But I don't think the stock will respond.
Want to take a pause here. We do have some breaking news. Want to go straight to Washington, D.C. and Kayla Tausche, who has it. Kayla.
Melissa, good to see you again. The Senate has unanimously passed a $500 billion relief package that would see the small business loan program expand by $300+ billion and about $100 billion provided to hospitals and testing resources to combat the coronavirus at the state and agency level. Now, many senators stood up and objected in principle to the size of the package or the process that was run on Capitol Hill, with legislative text not even made available really before many of these senators had to cast their votes. But even so, Melissa, it was a unanimous vote that will tee up a vote in the House as soon as Thursday, and it will still be several days after that before small businesses can get this new money.
All right, Kayla, thank you. Kayla Tausche in Washington with the very latest, some more relief there for small businesses potentially on the way. Gene, let's continue our conversation about Netflix. They did comment about liquidity, and they said that there's a $750 million unsecured credit facility that they have not yet tapped, and also that they have more than 12 months of liquidity. Julia had also mentioned that they're able, at least for the short term, to not spend as much on content simply because of the delays in production at this point. What is your sense on the true liquidity position of this company?
Don't overthink it. They have an outsized debt portion. We're talking about in excess of $10 billion to fund this content. And I think whether you look at the near term or the long term, Netflix is going to be around for a long time. But ultimately, they have fueled the growth of content from debt. And I think that that is an important differentiator between Netflix and the other FANG stocks. And so I think there'll be a going concern. There's no question in my mind that Netflix is going to be around next year. I just think it's going to be, the stock will be lower than it is today.
All right, Gene, thanks. Gene Munster, Loup Ventures. Guy Adami, we're seeing the stock move around a lot in the after hours. And when I say a lot, it was up 4% at one point right after the results, now down about 0.7%. So what's your take here? What will you be listening for on this video call tonight?
There's new methodology. A lot of free subs. When do free subs become paid subs? I mean, a lot of things that Gene brought up, I understand. And I understand why, if you've ridden this stock, there's absolute reason to take profit in the name. My inclination is that's been true for a couple of years. They always seem to pull rabbit out of the hat. They seem to have, once again, in terms of these ads, understanding the backdrop. I think you buy it against that previous all-time high, that July 2018 high of 419. And again, I would be worried. 385 had been this prior level out of trouble with. I'd be worried on a close below there. I just don't think, all things being equal, I'm not necessarily sure you're going to see that. But I've been wrong before, so we'll see what happens.